Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you are new. I am the stepson of Krypton,
And I am Mantis.
and today we are going to be discussing X-Men, both 97 and the new rumors about potentially finding a screenwriter for the new upcoming reboot of X-Men. So, Mantis, I know you have just watched X-Men 97. I know you're excited to talk about it, so are you ready to get into the discussion?
X-Force. Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
No, we're X people.
X X-Force.
We're X people. Let's go. All right, guys. So we know X-Men 97, the good old cartoon of the classic that I remember growing up with. Mantis, I know you do remember as well. It's been out. It's been doing amazing. It has the highest Rotten Tomatoes score of any Marvel MCU, even though it's not technically right now in the MCU project. It was at 100 as of yesterday. It dropped down to 99.
Some
With an
asshole, some
right,
asshole critic had to go in there and just,
just
do
ruin it.
something stupid. Just ruin it.
But obviously, fans everywhere, including myself, and I believe I speak for Mantis when I say he as well too, have absolutely loved the show. It is such a throwback to our childhoods and a cartoon that I loved. X-Men cartoon was one of my favorites. I look forward to watching the new episode every fucking week. So
Yeah, we again, and I'll kind of jump in here as well because this. I don't want to sound biased because we've discussed this show before on a previous video. I think I don't know if it's released yet. I can't remember if it is. We've done so many damn videos,
it
but we
has.
discuss it is okay. So we discussed X-Men 97, and I feel like I need to say this because and like you did, I'm biased because the old cartoon series, the 5 season cartoon series there from the 90, I guess it was 93 to 97, which is why this is 97, because, picks up right where that one left off. I really love those. So I am biased into thinking this is going to be great. However, then you have the new Marvel side that just is like pushing the other way where they're just going to mess it up.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Right. Well, I think that they may have gotten away, at least in the first season now, and possibly the second again. And this is all going off of what we previously discussed about. I can't think of the guy's name that got fired. He'll put it in the video, or he's going to look it up right now while I'm keep talking. So hopefully the first season is being as good as it is. This, of course, the creative director that worked on the original series, the original X-Men animated series, worked on season 1 and season 2 of X-Men 97. And yeah, it's gotten great reviews. I think this is the best thing the Marvel Studios has put out possibly in the past couple of years. I mean, I know we discussed, I think Deadpool and Wolverine's going to be great. It's going to be a great film. So I have no quarrels about that. Maybe this kicks that off because, yeah, did you have the guy's name?
Well, so let me apologize first, guys, because we've mentioned him actually in 2 different videos,
Actually,
and
yeah, we did.
the second video I did the same thing. I'm like, I cannot. I don't know why I cannot remember this
There's a lot
poor
of
guy's
names,
name.
but
Bo DeMeo is who is the writer that was, I feel like, unjustly fired as he was getting ready to start season 3 of X-Men 97. He completed the first 2. I apologize, Bo. I know you'll never watch this channel. It's so small. But I apologize that for whatever reason, I'm bad with names. Good with faces,
yeah.
bad with names. I can't remember your name, but much respect to him, though. Bo, you did an awesome job.
Yeah, I was, telling Cal before we jumped on to do this video, I just finished episode 9. So I've watched almost all of the season. I haven't seen the last episode, but I know what happens. But there are things throughout this first season. There's different storylines here and there. I thought it was written well. It was animated great. The action was awesome. There were I previously mentioned a couple little tidbits that popped out. One of them was the Mojo episode, which Motindo, I think is what it was called. I think that's the game console that kind of sucked up Fire. What's his name? Fire. It's not Firestorm. Is it? Who's the other guy? Jubilee, and who's the other guy? It's like Fire something. I can't remember the character's name. But anyway, they get sucked into uh the video game, right? And of course Mojo's the bad dude in there. But the funny thing is, if you look at that, this is just a little Easter egg. If you look at the cartridge in the scene, that is actually the Super Nintendo artwork that is on the cartridge, which was awesome. The other kind of little Easter egg in that episode, the first stage that they go into when Mojo's kind of watching them play in the game, the first stage is actually the exact same first stage that's in the X-Men arcade game. And then in stage 2, after they beat that, they go into the jungle area, which was funny because the jungle area is not stage 2 from the arcade game. That's actually stage 3 in the arcade game. So they fight. It's laid out exactly the same. You could tell that was not by accident. And really that episode was probably maybe one of my favorites. The other half of that episode was, I just didn't care for it. They started getting into the Storm storyline there, and that whole thing was kind of just a whatever. I don't mind Storm losing her powers. I just think the way that she got them back was just stupid. But I guess it's whatever. Yeah, there's so many good things throughout the series. You get to see Spider-Man. There's Captain America has a pretty good, part in there. With Rogue, there's
Dr.
so many
Doom.
good things. Yeah, Doctor Doom.
And it's Sunspot, by the way.
Sunspot. Sorry, why did I say Firestorm? I don't know.
You were thinking, we were talking Deadpool earlier. You were thinking Fire Fist.
Something, yeah. Anyway, there's so many cool little things here, and they brought in the Avengers in there, and I don't know if they're where they're gonna go with this. If this is gonna become what I hope happens, because kind of getting into the second part of this video about the X-Men reboot, I'm hoping that they kind of tie in some of the season 2 stuff in with the movies that they're going to reboot. And I know normally, I think I previously said I dislike when they do that. I was not a big fan of it, in particularly with the way they did. What's the Marvel series that did this? Came
What
out
If?
years ago. No. Had Samuel
Agents-
Jackson in it.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah. I want them to do it. I just want it to be meaningful, and I want it. Yeah, I want it to be a bigger part. Like, if you're going to bring a main character, make him or her, doesn't have to be him, make whoever the character is a big part in the series, and then make them a big part in the movie, and vice versa. I don't mind it when it's done right. Like, it can be really good. It can add to it. It can tie your universe, your TV stuff, that's on streaming only, along with your big screen stuff. And with X-Men reboot, I know you have this written in the notes here. You have Michael Leslie, which is the screenwriter for the new Hunger Games movie, is said to be talking with Marvel to be the director for this film.
Screenwriter.
So they want the same screenwriter to do screenwriting. Okay. Thank God they're not making him a director. I don't know how I feel about people getting promotions for things when they're very good at something, and they should stick doing that thing they're very good at.
The thing is, I don't consider that a promotion, right? Like, if you are a screenwriter, director isn't necessarily a promotion, right? It is a completely different wheelhouse where you might be a fantastic screenwriter, you might be a shit director or producer, right? So I don't necessarily think that's promotions, just because that's one of those where you excel in your profession of screenwriting, that's probably where you need to stay, right? But if
or
you
your main focus,
yeah, right. Like, you can again, until you've done now one thing, and we've seen it a lot with actors, is that Tom Welling, several actors, like in Smallville, they became executive producers, right? Because when you've been on the show for 7 years playing this same character for 24 episodes, you understand and so now you can produce or direct some of the episodes because you have that knowledge. So if you have worked on, like, let's say you did the screenplays for several movies. Yeah, now maybe you can go into a director or a producer spot because you understand what this franchise entails. Now, I'll be first admit, the guy they're looking for to do Michael Leslie, he did the Hunger Games, one of the Hunger Games movies, like the Songbirds and Snakes of whatever bullshit. Sorry, I've not seen any of the Hunger Games, so don't hate me. Well, you can if you think that's completely ridiculous. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I don't care. But I've not seen any of the Hunger Games, so I don't know how he would do as a screenwriter for the new X-Men. However,
I've enjoyed them. I've seen them. I enjoyed them.
I will say now, I do not, preface this ahead of time. I do not know if this is true or not. This is right now, it is rumor that I know of. I've not been able to find anything to confirm it.
Rumor.
Is obviously, we all know what happened with Jonathan Majors and him, and him being Kang was in question. It's not a fucking question anymore, right?
Yeah.
They're not, after the actual conviction, it's not a question anymore, right? They're done with him. Then it came a question of whether they were going to replace him or not. And we did see some clips of, because the next Avengers movie was supposed to be Avengers the Kang Dynasty. Then we were going to go to Avengers Secret Wars. Well, there was a brief period where they were showing that the next Avengers movie was going to be Avengers versus X-Men, where we start to meld the two universes. I've not been able to find a whole lot of information. That's why I say I believe it's probably still just rumor. That may have been fan made. It was articles that had popped up, and I saw a couple posters of them showing X-Men versus or Avengers versus X-Men, which is awesome to think about. If they're going to reboot X-Men, we need to now bring them into the current MCU somehow. Again, just like with Deadpool, and we saw at the end of the Marvels, where she goes into the universe where it's got Kelsey Grammer as Beast. So we're seeing the tie-ins. So we need something that's going to bring these two franchises together, because then we also got to bring in eventually Fantastic Four. We got a lot of shit to do in the Marvel universe here to combine everything.
A lot of
rebooting, changing, mixing universes, all of this to eventually get to Secret Wars. There's going to be a lot of work to do, and it's all got to kind of work out just perfectly. However, go ahead.
I just was going to kind of move us along here because these are all... Oh, okay. Well, these are big decisions, right? Like, they're making monumental decisions. Rebooting a franchise is a big decision, and of course, they're like you mentioned Fantastic Four, X-Men, obviously. What effect is this going to have? Because, I know you're a big numbers guy, big finance guy, and you were talking about the effect that this could possibly have on Disney. I mean, has it already had an effect on them?
Well, so now if you think about it, now there's other factors in play here, because obviously in the early 2020s here, 2021-ish area, we started going through with coronavirus and the pandemic, which hurt a lot of things, but also helped Disney a lot with their streaming service and then bringing movies out. Yeah. But you got to figure, I think it was March of 2021, the Disney stock was sitting at almost $200 a share. And then by, what was it, October of 2023, I believe is October 2023, it was at $79 a share. Now, you think about that.
Lots of things have happened.
That's over $100 a share loss with a business that has a market cap of $187 billion. Right? So you think about over $100 a share loss over with that many shares, you're talking about billions, high billions, and I'll put the exact number on the screen, billions of dollars loss that they've made. Now there's things that come into play, obviously coronavirus, the pandemic, but then there's also just bad movie choices and bad direction of the franchise.
Fuck baby, did put a chicken in, make her gay.
Right? And not just the Marvel, but their actual Disney movies. They
Yeah.
actually just announced what I think now it's 2 days ago that the Pixar is laying off 14% of their workforce as they do a restructuring.
Yeah, you have to remember it's not just Marvel, like you said. Like they also are over Star Wars. Like they have huge, and this was in an article or Freudian slip that Bob Iger had, but he literally said IP farming. Like that's what Disney is looking to do now. They're looking to gobble up intellectual property, destroy it, make money off of it, and then spit out the husk because that's what they've done. And like you said, this huge drop, like I think definitely some of it is attributed to the pandemic, um, but I think most of it, and again as well, like people's disposable income now is not what it was before. It's just not. Inflation is through the roof. We're not going to get into political stuff here, but it's just it's not political. Like it's literally a fact. People have less money to spend on things. Like I used to have subscriptions to Netflix, to Hulu, to YouTube TV. Like I had a subscription to all this shit, right? And now I don't because I don't have the money to spend on those things. Like I can only pick certain things that I want to watch, and just like most Americans or most people in the world at this point, like that is going to play a part definitely. But they did not help themselves when every thing they seemingly decision they make is the wrong one. Like it's easy to tell if you do something right because you make profit.
Phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, Phase 3, profit.
If you do wrong stuff, you get loss. Yet, and this is what boggles my mind with Disney's, they have a board of directors. They have investors and stakeholders and shareholders. Like they're there to make money. They don't give a crap what garbage you put out. They just want money. So when you're making these decisions, you can't be thinking of it in terms of social justice even though only 1% of our people that watch this actually identify with whatever cause they're going after, like you're going to hurt your bottom line. You just are. It's a fact. And it's happened.
Well, so here's the thing with that, okay? We know it just from being nerds ourselves, as well as what happens in our comment section whenever we misspeak on something or we say something that might have a contradictory view, that people are just relentless when they're comic book nerds, right? Like they want to hound every little thing you do wrong and give you no praise for right? It's just if you do it right, good job. But I mean, but they're never going to say that. But if you make a misstep, man, they are there to just rip you apart, right? So when you do these types of things with these characters and these storylines, and you inject all this stuff in here, they're going to react, right?
Yeah.
My hope, though, is with what the overwhelming success of X-Men 97 and the hype, and like there's already pre-sales on tickets for Deadpool and Wolverine, right? And it's coming out July 26th. We are currently May 24th as time of filming this video. So we're 2 months out. So that hype is what we used to see with movies, right? You get your Star Wars tickets early, and now we're like, oh, dude, I'm not even going to fucking see that. I'll maybe watch it on Disney Plus, But now people are going in and they're getting their tickets. So we're seeing that hype because why? They let like Ryan Reynolds, who helped do some of the writing and all of that, they let the people who care about the characters in the movies hold the reins. Now, what worries me is that they fired good old Bo, who loved the original series cartoon.
I know,
so God only knows what's going to happen with season 2. But like, are they heading in the right direction? Like, are they finally waking up and saying, wait a minute, when we do this, we start making money again? Or are they, because again, since they fired Bo, it's like, are we just going to keep, like we're giving you a little bit of hope?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know the reason they fired him, but I mean, after seeing how much money or how well X-Men 97 did, I just don't see how you can't call him back like, take me back. I'm so sorry. We want you to continue to work on this, and we want you to help be a creative director on the reboot movies. Please. Like, that's what I would that's exactly what I would do.
That's exactly what you need. You need him as a creative director on, kind of like we talked about with the Fallout series. If you haven't seen that, we have discussion videos on all of the Fallout episodes. We do 2 an episode to help you out. Good stuff. But the main guy over in Bethesda, he was part of the creative team to make the show Fallout, which is why I feel like it stays so well to the game, and it was so well done. That's what you need, man. You need people, the Henry Cavills that love The Witcher or love playing Superman. You need the nerds that love the stuff to have the hand on the wheel, right? To keep you from driving off the fucking cliff.
You need them they need to be a voice in the room. Like we always say this, if you're having a meeting about whatever it is, you need to have someone in the meeting that actually knows what's going on. Like, again, and I'm not saying just because this was a success, the first season was a success, that, if you bring him and you put him in lead director, whatever, of the reboot movie, that it's going to be amazing. That's what I'm saying, because those things can be different. Obviously, doing animation and doing a film, fully featured film, was 2 completely different things. I understand this. All I'm saying is he doesn't have to be that. All he has to be is like, hey, look, here's the way I made it work back in 1993. This is how I made it work in nowadays, with the same kind of storyline and same formula. Maybe I can show you how to take some of that formula and make it work for you here. Like, that's what they need to do.
And that's where I think where you said creative director, right? Like, not the director, not the producer. Yeah, I'm adding the sense of what happened in the X-Men cartoon versus old and new, the 97. I'm adding those, helping you to add those elements, right? Yes, I don't know how to direct the actors themselves. Or produce live action. I know this, so I'm going to add this. You, as a producer or director, you need to then take that information and meld it into what you do with this movie or show, right?
Yeah.
That's the goal of a good director and a good producer, is you're able to take all of these things. Oh, hey, this is going to work. This is going to work, and make something great.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And again, I'm definitely going to be. I still got 1 episode left, so I'll take a look at that. And I know, we'll keep everyone here on a Yumi and DC apprised of the behind the scenes stuff and any news that comes out about the reboots. But let us know down in the comments what you guys think about X-Men 97. Did you like it? Was there some other cool little Easter eggs that? Like I said, there was a couple that I caught specifically in that 1 episode I mentioned earlier, but I know there was tons of them. I've seen videos on them, but let us know in the comments of some of the other cool Easter eggs that they dropped in the first season. And what was your favorite episode of the first season? Let us know that as well.
Well, also, anybody who wants, just give a shout out to any of my OG X-Men cartoon fans, right? Just give a shout out in the comments. If you were like us, you're in that age range where you grew up watching those, you were excited to see the new episodes every week, just give a shout out, just say X-Men, whatever you want to say in there, all right? Because, like I said, it's so nostalgic, even though they changed it a little bit.
One of us.
One of us. We accept that one of us. Google Gobble, one of us. We accept that one of us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut that in. But like hearing the old classic theme, and you just get that nostalgic feeling. Just let us know. Give the shout out. And if you have made it this far with us, we definitely appreciate it. That way, sorry. Consider giving this video a like where he's pointing. Subscribing to the channel, because you are going to get all of the MCU, Marvel, X-Men news, as well as we do more than we do in the Marvel on the DC side, hence the name of the channel, with all of the Superman news and everything going on in that. So if you are subscribed and you got the little bell clicked and all the other bullshit that YouTube makes you do just so you get notified of when our newest videos come out. We definitely appreciate everybody who's been here since the beginning, as well as all of our newest subscribers and all the comments. Even though, it's not always great, we still appreciate you taking time to watch the episode and commenting. Wouldn't kill you to be maybe a little just more, but, it's free speech on this channel, guys.
We will never delete a comment unless it's, against terms of service. We will do that. So
Well, doesn't YouTube do that? Like, do I actually have to go in and delete that shit, or is it like
I don't know. I wouldn't take a chance. I'll just put it that way.
thus far we haven't? So don't
We
take
haven't.
that. Don't be like challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Let me say something
know,
here. That's
yeah.
gonna fuck their channel up, guys. But all right, guys. That's gonna wrap it up for us here on You, Me, and DC. Until then, we will catch you on the next one.
Later.
X-Force.
X-Force.
We're X people.
X people.